Hey guys, this is Mr. Jingles with another StarCraft 2 video. I'm the green team this time. Up here, my Protoss player. Green's the best color in the world. It's my favorite color. Anyways, I digress. Down here, we got the Zerg player. And as you've seen in my previous videos, if you've seen him, I am a hardcore believer that if you scout early, you have to scout early when you're playing Zerg, because you have to react to what they're doing quick enough to be able to destroy them, because you're not going to be able to pre-act like you can against Terran. Or at least I don't pre-act like I do against Terran when I fight Zerg, because Zerg just builds so quick. It's good just to know what they're doing and to counter it with what works best against it. So, again, I don't exactly remember 100% what this Zerg does, but from what I see, if this were me scouting his base, oh, that's right, he's doing a little cheat thing there where you can get some extra drones out without having to build an overlord. So there we go. There's my 9 pylon. It was a 9 pylon when I built it. There's my 10th probe building now, and we're actually going to scout out, and I always do scout, so we can see me hotkey in the probe. That's a scout to 1, and my nexus to 2. And so chrono boosting out probes. I am going to go for a 12 or 13. Again, this is horrible. Not horrible. This is me attempting to gate off my entrance here. I usually have build map on so I can see what is the area around, and 2 gateways are actually going to seal that right there and there. So this is my Proxy Pylon. Again, I do believe in the Proxy Pylon. If we look at what I can see, nope, if we look at what I can see, there we go. I know that he's getting a pool, and I know this is a late pool, because this pool would be done if it were an early pool, so I'd no longer have to worry about the 6 pool, but it could be a lazy 10 pool. Excuse me. Obviously not actually this late in the game. It is not, I mean, this late in the game, but I can assume it's a 10 pool or a 14 pool or some kind of lazy Zergling rush fail attempt there. You see me finishing off the wall to my base here, and both these are actually going to have waypoints set here. If you've seen my other videos where I set up a wall, I always waypoint in the front. Second pylon to make sure that these are supported by another pylon in case this one does unfortunately get destroyed. And I'm just getting some gas because I'm going to want to be easily able to transfer into a warp blink stalker. Sorry, I want to be able to easily transfer into a blink stalker in case he goes roaches, which is usually what I find Zerg players do when they encounter 2 gates immediately going up. They usually switch to blink stalker. And again, you can see if you've seen my previous videos against Zerg, I do not mind them scouting, because if they're scouting, then they think they know what I'm doing. So I try to build to give them an idea as to what I'm doing, so they can. I don't know, I try to force them to go with what I want. Sometimes it works, sometimes it backfires horribly. So he can see that I only have 1 gas collector, and that's all I really need for right now, so immediately he can kind of assume that I'm going to keep putting out Zerglings, which is great, which is what I love. Zerglings, sorry, Zealots, which is what I would want him to do. And you can see down here I've got my Proxy Pylon. He's got a fast expansion going on here. I cannot see it. I cannot see it yet, but this pylon is beautiful on this map, and you'll see why in a little bit. We'll come back up here. I'm getting another pylon here. I'm getting another cybernetics core. I need my cybernetics core to be able to get my stalkers, which I want. You can see waypoints outside, getting zealots out front, because you know what? If Zerglings charge my base right now, these zealots are going to be able to handle themselves. And I still have my probe in his base, actually, just chilling down here, not doing much. He can see it, but he doesn't actually do anything about it. I don't know if he realizes it's there. It kind of blends in. That's why I like green. But this spine crawler, when it finishes, is going to beat the crap out of this probe a little bit. Just going to give him a little love tap, actually. Let him know that he sees him. So, again, I'm building a little slower than I like to build. Here's my other 2 gates. This is going to be a 4-gate... Oh, lag spike. Sorry. This is going to be a 4-gate... 4 warp gate into his base here. And normally I go 5 gates, but I didn't need to go I didn't need to 5-gate this one, so... You can see I'm building up my defense, and this is actually going to serve 2 purposes here. These zealots, I'm actually going to use them to attack, and if we're actually seeing from my point of view, and I always keep my eye on the minimap, and I can see on the minimap this purple right here, which I know, especially when I'm playing Zerg, I keep my eye on the minimap. I know there's creep down there, so I know he's got an expansion going on. So actually, let me see what everyone sees so you guys can see it. These spine crawlers come down here to defend this expansion he's got going on here, so I'm going to switch back to my view. I still think they're right there, which is priceless, because when I actually waltz in here, it turns out to be a Roach Warren and a Evolution Chamber, and I was not expecting that. So you can see up here, oh, I don't have units on. There we go, units. I have my 5 zealots. I'm getting a stalker. My stalker's actually going to 2 stalkers. I do 5-gate this one. Okay. And again, I always want to destroy their scout before I start turning these into warp gates, because I don't like them to know I have warp gates. I don't care if they assume I do, but I do not want them to know for sure, because then it kind of gets them the idea that I've got a pylon somewhere and they start scouting for it, and I don't want them to find this pylon because this is just beautifully positioned. So we're going to chrono boost this warp gate technology out, and again, if you know buildings, if you know when a building's researching, it's awesome. I can't tell you how many times I've won against Terran because I saw their buildings research, and you know, he's got speedlings down there. I'm not really too concerned about that. He's only got 6 of them. I've got 5 zealots, and honestly, I think I could win against 6 Zerglings with 2 zealots. So I am going to mount an attack here, and you can see I'm warping in units in the back. I'm moving them out of the way to get more room so I can warp in some more. And I kind of know the timing on this map, so I knew if I sent my zealots from my base down, the cooldown and warp in at the same time, the cooldown would be up so I could warp more in before my zealots get to the base. I do know this fast expansion is here, and I am going to ignore it. Completely ignore it, because I know most of his buildings are up here, and I want to get rid of those buildings to keep him from being able to build. So here we are going to come in, and I am just now discovering that these are no longer spine crawlers. I still thought they were spine crawlers for the longest time. And then I've got my units from the back here coming in here, so this is just going to destroy him, because you know what, that's 13 zealots in his base. There isn't much a Zerg player fast expansion can do against 13 zealots, and I saw his queen coming this way, so boom, I'm just going to warp in some more zealots back here to prevent this from getting taken, and he is going to call it a cheesy move, but again, it's me using the mechanics of the game to my advantage, and it's not cheesy at all. If I had cannon rush, that's a completely different story. This is not cheesy at all, because you know what, if he had destroyed this pylon, I have 5 gates. I can easily warp in some zealots wherever I need to. I have my probe here. I can build another pylon whenever I need to. So he goes ahead and leaves the game. So again, that's good scouting on my part, great proxy pylon on my part, horrible scouting on their part. And you know, I'm not trying to bash the player. Please don't think I am. But it just goes to show you how important scouting is, and especially as Zerg, where you've got these overlords. There's no reason you should have them grouped up like this. And I don't even play Zerg, and I know this. You should have them spread out amongst your base, especially when you're playing Protoss. You should always find this proxy pylon. Don't let that happen. But he did not catch it, and because of that, I was able to completely destroy him from the inside and outside. And like I said, I completely ignored this expansion because I wasn't too worried about it, because I knew he had this the buildings up here, because this is where I wanted to destroy. I take out his roach wave, I take out his spawning pool. He can't build anything other than drones, and that means I don't have to worry about him for a while. So again, emphasis on great scouting and that proxy pylon. If you're going to play Protoss, you need to know how to use both of them. So good luck, have fun, guys.